everybody. I'm Mark Dzwonczyk. I'm really excited to be here to share the story of how we're putting rural internet throughout the Adirondacks, which is really a story of connecting rural America. I'm also pretty humbled to be here to share the stage with some of my role models, Dave and Jim here from Adirondack Futures. Brian Mann, I'm the only guy in California who puts his alarm clock at 4:45, so I can see if Brian has a story on 8 o'clock. Anyway, I'm just delighted to be here. So I married into the Adirondacks. My wife's, we now have 5th generation on Upper St. Regis. One of the requirements of getting married was I had to love the Adirondacks. I absolutely do. They're all back in California. I'm here. The other requirement, when we moved to California, my wife said we have to spend at least 6 weeks every summer in the Adirondacks. Well, I'm here about 3/4 time now. She's here for about 6 weeks, so I think we did that one pretty well. And when I'm not here, though, I also have a partner who really loves the Adirondacks with me. And Mandy, my dog, she's in the back. We put her under a chair somewhere in the back there. But Mandy's here with me. This is our commute. I take a boat to work since we don't have a road. And I go to work at the telephone company to build broadband. And Mandy really loves shedding her boat rides. It's much more fun than the office. But the commute during the winter from Syracuse is not as fun. And so you really have to love what you do and make a commitment to doing this very important work. This is driving from Syracuse earlier this winter. I couldn't believe it. I'm taking pictures of my dashboard. Finally, I arrived. Couldn't fake this one. So I'm absolutely, I love what I'm doing. I actually live in Silicon Valley. I built some telecom startups. The local phone company asked me to join their board of directors and then asked me to be the CEO because I have some skills at startups in telecom. And startups in Silicon Valley is a euphemism for very high expectations but very low cash. And that's what we're doing here, putting internet, very high expectations to build rural broadband everywhere and really connect the park and get everyone engaged in multiple levels. So this may be, I'm in my nice heated car though driving. This is a picture of our line crew in the middle of that winter. So this is what our crew does. This is one of our 3 line crews, and we have 3 installation crews. So it might be fun to snicker when I'm sitting in my car at -13. These guys are out actually putting the internet in. You actually have to physically install this. It's not just a matter of software. We put in 1,400 miles of fiber optic cable through St. Lawrence and Franklin County. We're doing another 500 coming up over the next couple of years. We'll be in Long Lake next summer, Scroon Lake at the end of 2014, and I'll show you a map of where we're going throughout. But I got introduced to doing this little hobby because, as I say, we're in Upper St. Regis, and I had actually finished a startup and took the first 6 weeks, the first time I actually took 6 weeks with my wife on the lake, and a technologist on Upper St. Regis with just dial-up access. Might like what you've seen the item. Sorry, if you've been in the museum, you've seen the item sailboats. There's the water witches right in the museum. These are beautiful sailing boats, but a technologist gets kind of bored with just dial-up access. So I wanted to figure out how we get internet to our lake. Well, the good news was, and so there's the 3 lakes. Well, 2 lakes, Upper St. Regis and Spitfire. Paul Smith's College is just to the north there. The good news was someone had made a map for me about 110 years ago. The yacht club had made a map. And I said I needed to figure out how to do wireless across the lake. Well, look at the yacht club race map, and you can actually use this line of sight to send wireless signals throughout the lakes. There's our lake. The other nice thing about the yacht club map is every camp was numbered. All the customers are listed. Very simple. Just a small matter of technology. It works most of the time. Sometimes I'm the most popular guy at the cocktail party. Sometimes I'm the least popular guy. But the most important, so there's actually a real, in our camp, I don't have a pointer here, is up in the upper left here, across from Top Ridge, a Spectacle Pond. But this is about 4 years ago, I actually ran a startup that I had in Austin, Texas, from my camp one summer. This is my staff meeting Monday morning. They're all in Austin. I'm on Skype in my cabin. That's a little. The insert there is the wireless access to get to Paul Smith's College. And I thought that was a pretty productive morning. But better, later that morning. Is what I really get to do, which is why I'm here. So this is not much different though than what started in Nickelville Telephone 110 years ago also. Entrepreneurial effort to how do you get rural telephone systems? How do you get telephone into rural America? Nickelville is still one of the, just about 12, 13 incumbent ILECs, carriers. Compete with Verizon and Frontier, but they have their own territories. And then I joined in 2011 to put all this fiber up into the, to put fiber optic throughout the Adirondacks and the North Country. If you can see, you probably can't see it that well, but up in the red, if you can see the map on the red, that's actually a fiber you have installed. So there's the blue line, and we're mostly in St. Lawrence County and Franklin County, and those blobs are where we're heading. This is really critical work. And the great news is this isn't just sort of upper St. Regis as best we can do. We say that if all decisions were this obvious, we're about 5 times faster than the incumbent Time Warner. We're about 25 times faster than satellite, far more reliable. We're a local company, no data caps. We think we actually have the best service in New York State, including Verizon and Fios in Manhattan. This is real. From Silicon Valley, we like curves that go high and to the right. Our subscriber base, when I joined, was about 200 subscribers. Now we have over 3,000. We're adding about 25 homes a week to people who don't otherwise have internet access, except for lower speed or somehow limited. So we say this is for unserved communities. And this is an important mission, not just from me as a technology executive who likes to build things, but for connecting the region. And then I'll just, a couple more slides here to close. I actually got involved with a committee. Did everyone hear of Google, the Adirondacks? I think a couple of you might have been involved in that. This is when Google had a nationwide competition to see who would put in internet. They would pay for an area to have internet. And Kansas City won the competition. So Google wired with fiber up to Kansas City for free. But a group in the Adirondacks said, we should come and wire us here. And I joined because I thought it was I guess as Lee Heat would say, I was doing good as opposed to necessarily doing well, because this was a do-gooder. But it wasn't really going to get off the ground in terms of having Google come to the Adirondacks. But then this is an article I saw from this year. Google divides the country into people who have it fast and people who have it fast access and people who are mad. And I like this, actually, you'll see in a second. If you don't live in one of these cities, you should be mad. Google's fiber project demonstrates that very high-speed internet speeds are possible, and nobody except Google has the vision or the courage to make that happen. Well, that's certainly just not true. This is, I don't know if you're familiar with speed test. This is how you can check your speed. This is one of our customers, 105 megabits. Faster than 99% of the US. Grade A+, this is our network. So this isn't just some, Bailey wire and tape connecting the internet. This is the best technology in the country is going in throughout the Adirondacks. We're making news in terms of our line crew, and our business is getting some good press. There's one of our linemen on the cover of Northern New York Business. And then I wanted to just introduce on the right here, one of our new employees. He joined last year, and this dovetails to what Brian and Tasha are going to talk about. Joe Hockey on the right was a corrections officer at Raybrook Prison for 27 years. He learned how to put in internet, helped me build the lake actually up at Upper St. Regis. He's one of our employees, and he's one of those guys who always had 3 jobs, and this is his next career. But he's I love to think we're taking prison jobs and making them into property jobs. So last is my kid's Facebook page. A couple summers ago. Staying engaged. It's really important, of course, for everybody to stay engaged, both communication, and it's a great thing for summer. But really, this is why I'm doing this. This is actually changing the economy of Northern New York. I like to say we're changing the fabric, the economic fabric, so that towns like Long Lake don't just have a dwindling summer population, or a summer population and a dwindling year-round population. We're really changing the economy. You put broadband in, you enable businesses, you enable people, you enable schools, being able to use access internet to internet. The internet is simply communication. Communication is commerce. Commerce will make everything thrive. So I love what I'm doing. I got my dog here. That's okay. I'm here for about 3/4 of my time, and we'll keep doing this until we. Well, actually, the blue line's not going to be the limit. We're just going to keep growing and growing. I have a vision of how we can expand this for certainly lots of rural New York beyond just the Adirondacks. Thank you very much.